Good afternoon, YouTube world. I'm sitting out here today on the stump top down here at the pallet table at the range. I'm going to put together my first rant. This is probably going to ruffle a lot of feathers, but you know what? I got to say I don't really care. Let me set this rant up a little bit for you. A couple weeks ago, I'm at work. Guy walks in and he's got a pistol that he is open carrying, okay? He is open carrying this pistol by simply taking his gun and shoving it down between his belt and his pants. He has no holster at all. He was nice enough to take his shirt and tuck it in behind the gun so you could see that he had the bang stick with him. And again, he just had it stuck down in the front of his pants between his belt and his pants. So you could see the whole gun. Now this was, I'm not sure what gun it was some kind of a striker fired pistol. But obviously no external safety on this gun that I could see. And the funny part about it is the business end was pointed right at his junk. Okay? Now, why this guy chose to carry a gun like that day, I don't know. But I am going to put him over into the knot-headed, window-licking goober category, because that's a knot-headed, window-licking goober kind of thing to do. Let's fast forward a couple more days, and a guy walks in, and I see this dude. He's got a pretty nice looking leather cowboy rig on, like the old 6-gun that Wyatt Earp carried. Well, the only difference was this guy had his gun on his right hip at probably about a 2 o'clock position, and pistol butt pointed forward like he was ready for a left-handed cross draw with his pistol. This guy in his holster had absolutely no retention device to it. All right, the only thing holding that gun in is friction, the friction of the gun in the holster. It's called level 1 holster. Level 1, the only thing that holds it in is friction. If you guys haven't seen my holster video, I'd encourage you to go back to my YouTube channel, scroll down a little ways, and you're going to see where I did a video on holsters. All right, we really get down in the weeds. I would encourage you to watch that video. Well, this guy here, the way he was all set up, anybody could just walk up to the front of him, reach out there, and relieve him of his weapon if he's not paying attention. If he were to get into a scuffle, a left hand to the face, a right hand takes his gun, and he gets shot with his own gun. One more time, goober. He's on that window licking, short bus riding, crayon eating list of knot-headed goobers that I've started putting together. Let's fast forward a couple more days. I have the extreme misfortune of having to go to Walmart after my banjo lesson on Thursday. And for the record, my banjo, I am doing exceptionally well. My instructor says that I am truly gifted. But I digress. I have the misfortune of going into Walmart, and I end up grabbing a Mountain Dew, and I'm standing in line to get checked out. And there's this man and woman in front of me that, to whatever degree, they're a couple. And the lady has her back to me, and she is less than 2 foot away from me. Well, I happen to look down, and on her right hip, she's carrying a pretty black and pink camouflaged striker fired pistol. I think this one was a Glock, I'm pretty sure, but I was just so amazed at the color pattern I couldn't tell you. But she had absolutely no idea that I was standing there behind her. And again, she's got a level 1 holster on. The only thing holding this weapon in the holster is just the friction of a tight-fitting holster. Standing in front of her and facing her, which means he was looking at her and me, was the other half of whatever this domestic combination was, and he's also carrying a gun in plain sight. Now, as they were talking, I'm sure that he had to have noticed me looking down at her gun. I did it several times. I looked down at it for a long period just to see if I would get any kind of reaction. But they're just sitting there just hammering away, just talking. Don't have a clue, okay? Their situational awareness is absolutely zero. They're in their own little bubble. This lady had absolutely no idea I was there. Had I been the type of guy that would do this, and we have a world full of nuts out there, anyone could simply have reached up, relieved her of her weapon, used it on her, and turned around and used it on the rest of Walmart. She was in no position to do anything to prevent that. Now, yes, I am beating up open carry. No, there is not a single reason I can think of why any private citizen should open carry. I don't even know why you would want to open carry. Well, here it comes. Huh, Second Amendment, bro. America. Okay, yeah, Second Amendment. I'm the biggest 2A guy in the world. But let's have some stinking common sense. Now the rant's going to get going here, because I just get upset at this stupid stuff that I see people doing. Everything you do out there reflects on me and every other gun carrier in the country. We all make each other look good, or we make each other look bad. All right? Open carry. When you got to do that, when you decide to do that stuff, you have got to raise your game. All right? You've got to go to a situational awareness level that you just don't understand. I'm going to tell you right now, and I want you guys to do a couple things for me. I want somebody to go down in the comments, and I want you to leave me a comment that explains to me one legitimate reason that a private citizen should carry openly. One legit reason for open carry. Just one. All I want to do is hear one. And like I say, I don't want it to be Second Amendment, bro. I got it, okay? Don't be a goober. Leave me one reason. Another thing I want you to do is, with the exception of military and law enforcement, I'm going to tell you right now that 99 out of 100 people out there carrying a gun have had zero training in how to keep somebody from taking it away from them. Weapons retention. I guarantee you, not 1 in 100 out there carrying a gun has had any professional training in weapons retention. Let's look at our police officers. Police officers go to a police academy, and as part of their law enforcement defensive tactics, they learn weapons retention. They learn how to defeat gun grabs. They learn how to defeat all this stuff. They learn how to keep their head in the game and use situational awareness to prevent gun grabs from even being attempted. And they still have a holster that looks like something straight out of Star Wars. I mean, I got this Obi-Wan Kenobi holster on there that you've got to do like 3 things while balancing on your left big toe so that the gun will come out of the holster. These guys eat, sleep, and breathe weapons retention, situational awareness, and they've still got a holster that you have to engage a thumb brake, you have to engage a trigger guard lock. You may have to rock the pistol backwards before it'll come out of the holster. You may have to rock the pistol backwards and turn it outwards or inwards a little bit. There's all kinds of different retention mechanisms out there. These are guys that carry guns openly every single day and have been trained at the academy and in every year in follow-on sustainment training in weapons retention. And they carry holsters like that. That ought to tell you something. All right. You take Joe Knothead out there, who doesn't even have his permit, but he's openly carrying a gun, in a holster that has absolutely no kind of mechanical retention device that has to be defeated before you draw it. And they're just walking through the store. They're standing in line. They got no clue what's going on around them. Zero situational awareness. One more dude the other day, I stopped, got gas. I ran inside to get me a Bladder Buster Mountain Dew. I walk up to the counter, and there he is. Window licking crayon eater knothead number 4. This guy has got a big old package of Suzy Q's in his left hand. He's got a Bladder Buster Mountain Dew on his right hand, and he's got a Glock on his hip in a level 1 retention holster and has no clue. All right, this guy has not seen the football since the kickoff. All right, this guy is not in the game at all. No one wants to get training to responsibly do stuff. There, I said it, plain and simple. No one. You know what? I taught the Oklahoma Self-Defense Act pistol course for years. That's the one that you're required to have to get your concealed carry permit in Oklahoma. I also taught the NRA Basic Pistol Shooters course. Now I can tell you in 6 years of teaching out there, I gave one NRA Basic Pistol Shooters course to one student. Why? Well, because it wasn't mandated. But now you take that Oklahoma Self-Defense Act pistol course that was a requirement for your permit, man, we filled the classes. If the government makes you get some training, then you'll get off your butt and go get some training. Now I know this doesn't apply to everybody, and probably the people who watch my vehicle, if I was a preacher, I'd be preaching at the choir. But you know what? We got a lot of goobers out there. We got a lot of knotheads out there. So, as I wind up my rant, get some training, people. You know, here in my home state, you can open carry without a permit, but if you want to concealed carry, you're required to have a permit. I don't have it figured out. So what? If I want to put a jacket on or a sweatshirt on, then I got to go to class. But if I don't want to put a jacket on or a sweatshirt on, I can just carry it on my hip. It's stupid. Okay? And let me tell you something else as I wrap this up. Most people will not go get any professional quality training before they start carrying a gun. And they'll say, well, my daddy taught me how to shoot. Well, my Uncle Leroy used to take me down to the creek and we'd shoot his pistol. You know, that's great and dandy. Your daddy taught you how to deer hunt. Your Uncle Leroy taught you how to hit something with a pistol. But none of them taught you how to conceal carry or how to carry a weapon for the purpose of self-defense for you or your loved ones. You're not going to get that from a crystal ball. You're going to get that one way. You're going to get some good quality training. And that good quality training is going to include a lot of range time, a lot of shooting stuff, right? Go get some stinking training. Now, the person that won't go get training because he knows, oh, I don't need class, I know how to shoot, I know this and that. That's the same knucklehead that's not going to open up the statute book to where he can figure out who he can shoot, who he can't shoot, and when he can and can't shoot them. Constitutional carry. It's great, man, I love it. I am 2A to the bone, baby. But as gun owners, we've got some responsibilities. You will never do anything in your life that will have the level of responsibility and liability as when you strap on a gun and you walk down the street. You start carrying that gun for the purpose of self-defense. You have taken on a load of responsibility and a load of liability, and you need to get your game face on. You need to go find someone who is a quality, reputable, certified instructor and learn from the best. There's a lot of them out there. Go get some training. And if your state's done away with the concealed carry requirement and the class requirement, then you better open up the book and read your state's statutes on who you can and can't shoot and when you can and can't shoot them. I'm telling you, I had people all the time. Well, if somebody's breaking into my car, I'm going to go out there and shoot them. You know what? Somebody's breaking into your car and you're sitting in your house. You look out and say that happened. You run out there and you shoot them. I hope you've got a good attorney because you're going to jail. All right? There is not a state in this country that authorizes you to use deadly force to prevent a property crime. And stealing something out of your car when you're not in it is a property crime. That's the level of stupidity. I heard that the other day. The guy said, somebody breaks my car, I'm going to walk out there and I'm going to shoot them. I just had to shake my head. You're on that list, pal. Which list is it? The window-licking, crayon-eating, knot-headed goober list. All right? People make us look bad because they don't exercise a little bit of initiative. Guys, get some training. Seek it out. You want that right, and you've got that right. It's a God-given, constitutionally guaranteed right to life, liberty, and a pursuit of happiness. And a constitutionally guaranteed right to arm yourself. Be responsible. Get some training. I think that's the end of my rant. Go ahead. Somebody get down there in the comments. Give me one legitimate reason why you feel it's necessary to carry openly. I can't think of one. Nobody's ever came at me with one. The only thing I ever heard was, Second Amendment, bro. It's America. No. Okay. Doesn't pass my Jethro test. One legit reason. Let's hear it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little rant. Whether you did or not, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button down there to make me feel good about myself and build my self-esteem. Then I want you to go to nra.org, for example, find a local instructor, get some good training, all right? Get some good training. And then, actually, before you look up your local instructor, stay on my YouTube channel page and hit subscribe, and then click that notifications bell. Once you're done with that, then Google up you some good NRA training. There are people out there, all right? The assets are there. It's your personal initiative that's going to cause you to go get it. Understand the responsibility, understand the liability. Everything you do reflects on us. I hope you guys have a great day. I want you to shoot safe, shoot straight, and train often. Have a good night.